What's going on, guys? This is Drake Shot Plays coming at you with another awesome video. We are going to be going back into the combat sports scene. Now, I've been away for a while because, one, Kamzat and Drickus, I knew that was going to be a snooze fest. So, I was expecting a crucifix and just 5 rounds of bull crap, you know what I mean? But anyways, on my video game content, I've been doing a giveaway, and I want to shout out the giveaway on here for the combat sports fans too, just in case they want to get in on the giveaway. I'm giving away a Wand Company heel ball. Now there's a link in the description below. We're about 40 days out from the giveaway. One lucky winner will get this Wand Company heel ball. The retail is about $100, but I just like giving back to the community, giving back to the channel. As you know, I'm a hardworking father, and my little girl's a toddler now, and I can't have steel collectible balls just sitting around for her to throw. So, you know, even the studio room is normally locked, but she's very smart for a toddler. She knows how to unlock things, and she's real crafty. So definitely check out the giveaway. Definitely check out some of the Pokemon content, some of the other content that we've been doing as well. The Grand Theft Auto playthrough is still going on. But we're going to jump into this Fight Night card. I'm so excited for this. I hate when UFC isn't on every Saturday because my Saturdays are just boring. I just take the kiddo to the park and that's about it. Alright, so we are going to start on the prelims. But this is UFC Fight Night Nasruddin Imavov versus Caio Borralho. The prelims are pretty good. Even Shauna Bannon, the women's strawweight bout, and Sam Hughes. Now, Sam Hughes is a snooze fest. I hate to say it because she is USA, and I always rep USA all day. She's more of a snooze fest than I'd like her to be. Shauna Bannon's a very gifted striker, and I like to see her get a finish, round 1, hopefully. And then we got a welterweight bout. Andres Gustafsson versus Rinat Fakhretdinov. Rinat had a close decision win last time. I look to Andres to get it done, but we'll see. Rinat is pretty tough. We got a middleweight bout. Brad Tavares is at it again versus Robert Brajcek out of Poland. Now, what I will say about this fight is I think Brad Tavares has all the tools to get it done. The question is, what is his game plan? But I still rock with USA all day for that fight. We go on to the next one. Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. Sam Patterson is a freaking banger, but I see Trey Waters with more tools and his skill set to get it done. His striking is very technical, and I could see him also wrestling. You know, a lot of England is behind in the wrestling game unless your name's Tom Aspinall or Paddy Pimblett. Let's see what else we got. A lightweight bout. Harry Hardwick. I think he's coming from a different promotion against Kyle Fernandez. I'll say Harry Hardwick. But I do see Caio Fernandez with a good striking advantage in this, so we'll see. Marcin Tybura, he's ranked number 7 against Ante Delia out of Croatia. What I will say about this is Marcin Tybura gets overlooked a lot, and he's actually very talented. He has a win over Sergey Spivak. He's been in the top 15 for a while now, which, I mean, in heavyweight, it's not as tough as you would think because they're not all technical, right? Then we got a light heavyweight bout. Dumar Sai, I think that's a D, against Brinson Ribeiro. I want to go Brazil on this really bad, but I have seen Ribeiro being tested before, so maybe I'm going to give it to the homer, Dumar Sai. And then the featherweight bout, William Gomez versus Robert Ruchala. Now, Gomez is like a a very slow starter, I will say. And Robert Ruchala, he's coming new to the UFC. That's why they don't even have his photo yet. There's a lot of UFC debuts on here. Then we got Axel Sola, which is another debuting person, against Rhys McKee. I see Rhys McKee getting it done in vicious fashion, maybe a round 1 finish. He's been in there with Khamzat Chimaev. Even if he lost that fight, there are levels to this game, and I just see Rhys McKee with more options to win. Balaji Okai versus Mason Jones. I'm going to go with Mason Jones all day. He's a very technical fighter, and he has some pretty decent wrestling, so I'd go for Mason Jones to get it done. This light heavyweight bout is going to be interesting. Modestas Bukauskas versus Paul Craig. Paul Craig had a weird one in his last one. The dude pretended to be hurt or something, and it was just ridiculous. And it was a weird fight altogether. I will say Modestas Bukauskas, he has all the things he needs to get this job done. Paul Craig is a skilled veteran. As long as he doesn't take him down and get into Paul Craig's guard, I think Bukauskas will get the win. But we'll see. Paul Craig is weird. He's finished Magomed and Ankalaev and Jamal Hill. So there's options for Paul Craig. Paul Craig's submission I'd take any day of the week as far as betting. Now this one is the people's main event right here. Benoit Saint-Denis in his home country versus Mauricio Huffy. Number 15 versus number 13. This is great matchmaking. More of a wrestler. And this guy has definitely got all the tools to win. The Fighting Nerds, I will say their camp is doing something right with all these people winning nonstop. They even made Mikhail Olashechik a talented prospect again after he had been losing, So I see the Fighting Nerds as a team above all of them right now. And that's sad because a lot of these other places are good. I will say Eric Nixick is really good too. He had Johnny Walker win just recently. So I look for the Fighting Nerds to get it done in the main event as well. Caio Borralho, natural versus Nasruddin Imavov. Now what I will say about this is I didn't like what I was seeing from Nasruddin Imavov's footage in his camps. He's been wrestling with Cyril Gane, and you all know that middleweight and heavyweight is completely different. And I will say Imavov was making Gane look bad in the wrestling, which is good for Tom Aspinall. But what I'm trying to say is when you're wrestling above your weight class, you're more likely to get injured. You're more likely to tweak something because you're used to sparring people your weight. Also, I really am disappointed with Nasruddin Imavov's team lately. Now, they did get the finish on Israel Adesanya, but what I will say about that is Adesanya has been losing for a while, and I don't count that as good of a win as most people. I actually count Jared Cannonier versus Caio Borralho as that was a better win. He was going to get the finish in round 5, but the ref was just loving seeing Jared Cannonier get pieced up. But the reasons why I want Caio Borralho to win. One, he's out of the Fighting Nerds. They're probably some of the best. I wish I had their glasses right now. So shout out Caio. But what I will say is these guys have all the talent, the striking, the tool set, the game planning. That's the major thing, the game planning, okay? I didn't like the game planning that Nasruddin had for Israel Adesanya. He wanted to strike with him. Now, he did catch Israel Adesanya, but the thing is game planning isn't about just being lucky and catching someone. It's about where do you see yourself winning? It's just like Caio says, if I'm fighting Paul Craig, why would I have the ego to go down to the ground just because I have good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu too? But I don't want to do that. I want to outstrike him because he sucks at striking, you know. So I see Caio picking apart Nasruddin Imavov's weaknesses. What I will say is Nasruddin's shown that he can be taken down and just held there. And you get someone like Caio that does that to you. He can easily get an arm triangle choke on you, easily get a Kimura. You know, Brendan Allen had Nasruddin down for like a whole round, okay? And Brendan's not even in the talks right now for title fights. You know what I mean? He's been losing and winning. So I really see Caio for getting it done. And let's talk about this tournament, okay? RDR versus Fluffy Hernandez. Nasruddin Imavov versus Caio Borralho. Who has the best chance of beating Khamzat Chimaev? Well, we know the answer to that. And it's not what you guys think. It's not RDR. It's not Fluffy. It's Caio Borralho. And the reason why I say that is who gave Khamzat his hardest fight? Gilbert Dorino Burns, another Brazilian with amazing jiu-jitsu. You know what that did? It threatened Khamzat in ways he wasn't comfortable with. So it ended up being a striking match. And that's what I see Caio Borralho doing, is if he gets the chance to fight for the title against Khamzat Chimaev, I see him beating Khamzat because he has the jiu-jitsu credentials just like Gilbert Burns. So he's not afraid of the ground. You know, unlike Dricus du Plessis that had no answer for the crucifix. Nothing. And even One-Eyed Bisping, shout out Bisping, he was saying the same damn thing, okay? He was saying it's so easy to get out of a crucifix, especially if he's just holding you, not trying to elbow you and finish you. You know, and he shows people how to get out of it. What I will say is Caio has the ability that Gilbert Burns does, which is I'm going to threaten him on the ground. Now it's a striking match. Now who's a better striker? I say Caio Borralho all day. So that's who I want to win, and that's who I think has a chance to beat Khamzat Chimaev. Now this is no insult to RDR or Fluffy Hernandez. I could see either one of them getting it done, but in different fashions. I see Fluffy able to out-stamina Khamzat. Then for RDR, I see chances in the clinch for RDR to hit him with some knees. The only person I have no confidence is in Nasruddin Imavov. He's shown that he can be beat by Chimaev already. Whether that was sparring or not, they were going full bore. Like if you watch the footage, they're going hard. So what do you guys think on that? Definitely check out the details in the description of this video. Join the giveaway. I know it's a Pokemon giveaway, but it's worth $100. You could sell it on Facebook if you wanted to as well. Either way, I think it's a cool thing to have, you know, as long as you don't have a toddler like I do. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Share the channel with a friend. And as always, take care.